Joanna, thank you so much for taking a couple minutes to talk to me. Do you want to just introduce yourself, tell everyone where we are, and a little bit maybe about what you're doing musically nowadays?
Yeah, well, my name's Joanna Connor, and I lived in Chicago for 39 years. Okay, 39 years, and was on the blues scene. I moved there to play blues, and I played with all the greats that were living at the time. The only one left really is Buddy Guy, but I was part of the house band at his old club on the south side of Chicago, and then I've had my own band since 1988. And right now I'm on tour, doing a stop here in St. Augustine. We're headed towards Key West, but we've been on the road about 11 days. So started off in Mississippi, at Ground Zero, at Clarksdale, and which is pretty interesting. So that's what's going on right now.
Let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on music as maybe being a healing tool, or maybe has the music ever gotten you through tough times, physically, emotionally, all the above?
Oh, yeah. I mean, music was something that fed my soul from the time I can remember being alive. Like, I remember spending all my time singing at night, singing in the day, dancing, spending all my time with music. So, I mean, I think it's what makes us special as humans. You know, music is, I think it's the closest thing you want to say to God. You know, it's a beautiful gift to us, and I sometimes I think, like, what made us ever even start with music? And so it was the Birds once upon a time, but it's what I love animals, but that's what art is, what makes us really who we are. The technology's cool, but art is really what makes us more than an animal, let's say, you know, our creativity. So music still is like a healing factor for me every day. And it also like enhances whatever mood I'm in, or can bring me out of a certain bad mood, or yeah. It's I think it's the greatest gift we've ever had on the planet. And it's really, I've traveled to 30 countries, so I can definitely say it is the universal language. There's no doubt about it.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
You gave me to that, and I fully agree. And as far as being able to play and connect with an audience, I guess you have a couple words to say about that.
Well, that's, for me, my main goal is to connect with the audience. I mean, well, the first goal is to connect with the band. So there's a communication on stage, and there's a groove, and there's a creative process. Because like with my band, even though we have certain parameters, it's very open-ended. And so that's why they watch me all the time, or I'll start a song, because I have no set list. So that's the first thing, is to make the magic on stage. And then if the audience is willing to be receptive, because some audiences aren't. You just never know. Like, people say, oh, is it going to be a good night? I'm like, I don't know, it's magic, you know? You could be thinking, oh, I'm going to kill this, and the audience is like, doesn't happen often, but when the audience, like tonight, they were really excited, and they were expressive, and that, to me, that's what hooked me playing live music, was that circular energy that goes between you and the crowd. And when that first happened, I was like, oh, this is... Because, you know, and I think when we had the pandemic and we couldn't do that, you really appreciated, like, it really made me know, oh, that's why I did this. Because that energy cannot be replaced.
I appreciate you sharing that.
Yes, I am.
What are some of your first recollections of being introduced to music, or having music in you?
Well, it's so funny because, you know, I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and for some reason I have really early memories of things. And I remember, like, vividly trying to sing like Louis Armstrong, because Hello Dolly was on the radio. And I looked it up one line. I'm like, you know I was little, because we moved out of New York when I was 4, but how little was I? I was 2 years old. I looked up the year it was, and I remember that. And so it's like, how crazy. I mean, I don't know if I pulled it off, you know. I was 2, but I remember trying to sing like that, and I was like, what the heck? That's really a powerful memory for me. So, like, I always write in my bios, like, music literally chose me. Like, and I cannot believe I even remember that, but I remember. So it's been, and I had a mother who loved music. So I grew up, I was one of the white kids that didn't have to look for blues. She played blues, she played jazz, she played reggae, she played African music, she played classical music, rock music. Oh, I grew up with all of it. And she took me to see blues when I was a kid. I saw Buddy Guy when I was 10. In a college, sitting like here to there on the floor in front of his giant amp, And I went to every Newport Jazz Festival for like 10 years and saw every jazz person you could ever imagine. So that was my mother. And so, she bought me a guitar. I didn't even want one. I woke up one day and she's like, I got something for you. And I'm like, what? I got you a guitar. And I was like, psst. So, yeah. Rest in peace, Mom.
Blessings to Mom. That's fantastic. I guess from your professional experience, any last words, I guess, just to put out there, people are watching, maybe if they're struggling or, they're looking for music to maybe help them anyway, any personal insights or just any advice that you can.
Well, I'm not a huge fan of the internet, but I will say there's two things I love about three things I love about the internet. Or I should say my phone. The GPS is amazing for traveling, staying in touch with people you haven't seen in a while. But music, you can look and find every kind of music and people you might never have heard of otherwise that are amazing. So I go down a rabbit hole, and that's one of my things I do every night. Is I just start scrolling and find things, and I have a very eclectic taste. I listen to a lot of world music, and you were talking about Ireland, like I love trad Irish music. I love a lot of things. I listen to reggae all day on the radio and drive them crazy. And I don't know, I just listen to a lot of things. I listen to a lot of sitar music, classical Indian music, and everything else. So I just say, just go down and have open ears. And music is like, I always say music's like food. I compare it, it's like some people say, oh, New York pizza's the best, or Chicago pizza. Well, it's what you like. So whatever you like in music, power to you. Whatever speaks to you, speaks to you. I can't understand some of it or judge it, but it's not for me to say. So that's all I have to say.
Well, thank you. It's been a blessing talking to you, Joanna.
Thank you.